Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to attempt this autumny nail art design. We've got some orangey undertones. Initially I was going for more of a brown, but ended up a bit more of an kind of pumpkin autumny shade. We've got Sunkissed Tan from Semilac today, and we also have the Sorceress from Madame Glam. So recently I've been like proper double dabbling in other brands, which is good. I still like mega love Madame Glam, and they literally have my heart and soul. I am obsessed. But as we kind of approach the autumn part of the year, I don't actually have that many browns already, more like orangey undertone browns and stuff like that. So I'm kind of reaching for, or trying to explore, should we say, other kind of companies I've got in my drawers. And I'm trying to just see what other colours I have. And as I'm doing that, I'm coming across colours that I literally haven't used forever, and they're really, really nice colours. So you're probably going to see a bit more of variety on the channels, which probably it's about time. I've been using Madame Glam for so long that I should try some other brands and see what they've got to offer. So we've got the nude shade across all of those nails. It's gone in stamp, not all of them, sorry. All of them but one. It's all gone in stamp for a cure, and we can crack on with the details. So obviously, as you saw already, one of them has half of the nail orange. So you want to half it down the center and then color in. I did the right hand side. Then the next nail, we're going to outline a smile line and obviously color in the tip. You're just doing a regular French tip on this one. Bear in mind, we are stamping today, so I am trying to be cautious with the space that I leave myself to where I want to stamp. So on the smile line, French tip nail, I want to stamp at the top part of the nail, and then on that half nail, I want to stamp on that lighter part of the nail too. So bear that in mind when you're doing this if you're recreating. So of course, off camera real quick, I'll do another coat of this orange, and it's time for the stamping. So again, even though I have quite a lot of colours, I didn't have the right shade of orangey brown. So this is the best thing I have. So we just have to basically roll with it. So I'm going to stamp down the plaid kind of pattern. So I'm going for this one here, and I needed to double stamp it just so it covers the full nail. And then right next to it, it's quite nice because you can layer this one, or you can just do the one coat. But I wanted to layer this one, and right next to it, you've got those thin dotted lines there, which I'm going to stamp with some black. So we're going to go over it, stamp with the black. The black is from Born Pretty. I get it from AliExpress, that one. And then I'm going to stamp it obviously in between the triangular pattern of the first one you see in just a moment. And I've also started to kind of record the stamping part a bit more zoom, so you can see a little bit better. It's a bit more clearer when you're watching. So that's a mini change. Right, so now onto this plate. So on this one, I'm picking up mainly just the pumpkin design. So I'm going in with this one first, and I'm going to colour it in with the same brown, but we're basically keeping to two colours, just the brown and the black. So I'm going to colour it in, and because I actually placed quite a lot of that polish down, way too much than I needed to wait for it to dry a little bit, so you're going to see the footage cut a little bit before I come back on camera, before I stamp it, just to kind of keep it a bit more moving on the channel, and not just, I usually would leave the waiting around included, but we're not doing that no more. So there goes the pumpkin. And I've placed it a bit at an angle, quite low down, because I knew on top of it we're going to stamp some wording. Now the wording is right there at the top. It's called, well, it says, "Hello Pumpkin," really cutesy, love it. And this plate is really nice anyways, because it has a lot of words which I love, and it has a lot of autumny patterns. For some reason, I find those pumpkin ones the easiest to work with, like as in pattern design wise. Everything else I'm struggling to use for some reason. I just can't envision what I could create with it. But it's a really cute plate, and I just need to... That was me whacking a fly. Trying to get off camera. So yeah, and it was just one of those, I was recording quite late, so I had the windows open because it was still quite warm. And when you've got the lights on and all the flies are coming in, and it was just a bit of a nightmare when I was filming this today. So now we're picking up the wording for fall, and I'm going to outline it with that same brownie reddy undertone, and I'm creating a border around it just because I'm stamping it on top of that plaid nail, and if I was to just stamp it down, it will kind of disappear because obviously we've got quite a lot of going on in the background. So to kind of give it a border and make it stand out, I'm just going to go around it. Usually I'd like to do this with the white, but I feel like obviously the white wouldn't quite fit with the colour theme going on today, so the next best choice will be to go in with the same colour of the brown. So that's what we're doing. And again, I might wait a moment or two for it to dry because I placed quite a lot. but now it's time to stamp it down. So I'm going to align it where I need it, go ahead and stamp it, and here it is, looking cutesy, and you can actually read and see what it says. Now, at the top there on this plate, we've got some, well, quite a lot of pumpkins. Now, on this one takes quite a lot of time, so I do fast track this footage a little bit for you, but we're going to basically pick up that whole image, colour in every single pumpkin, which is the bit that takes a little while, and then we're going to stamp that down. But like I mentioned, I fast tracked this quite a lot, and then I cut it, so you don't even see me finish, but it's, you know, it's what you see. I just colour it in until I'm happy. If I can see that it's like proper wet somewhere, I'm going to wait for it to stamp it. You know, you just don't want it to be too cakey in a way, because if you imagine like a blob of paint and then you squish it down, it's just going to go everywhere and smudge on the sides. So that's basically not what you want with this, and it's basically what will happen if you stamp it down when it's like super wet and you've just got a blob of like polish. So time to stamp. Now we're going to stamp it only on that one side. I'm trying to just be efficient. It took so long to do these pumpkins, so I'm trying to utilize what I've got left. So I'm going to get rid of a couple just to make it align and work, but even when we do that, we will need to double stamp anyways, which was fine. I knew that was going to happen, but at least I can colour in just a couple pumpkins rather than having to colour in way more. But yeah, I just got that footage, so I repeated the whole process, and then I'm going to obviously stamp it down again. So we've got one full cover nail of pumpkins on this one. I'm going to get rid of anything that I don't want. And there we go, we've got our pumpkins sorted. So now we're going to do some glitter details. On that orangey nail, we're going to do kind of like a glitter fade. I'm applying these chunks at the top and kind of sprinkling them down. At first I wasn't too sure on this glitter because in the pot it looked quite blue, but when I placed it on the nail it became kind of yellowy orangey, which is perfect, literally perfect. And usually you'll find this with these kind of glitters where they're kind of like see-throughy whitey, but then they kind of reflect the colour that you've got in the background, and this one did such a good job. The only downside to this glitter, I don't know what went on with this. For some reason, those large hacks seem to just be like stuck to one another. It's very strange. So when I'm trying to like pick it up, it's picking up like, I don't know, it just feels like it's stuck. I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like there's just an issue with that glitter. It is an old glitter, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like glitter doesn't really have an expiry date. So I think it's just how it came, but I haven't really used this one as much. So I just didn't really notice it until now. So at this stage now, we've obviously cured that glitter in place with some base coat. I applied another layer of base coat just to help with the evenness of the nail, and now we're applying a matte top coat. All of those we're going to slam for a cure. Now it's time to do some 3D sweater looks. So we're going to outline where the orange and the nude meet, and then we're going to do the zigzag pattern, just the typical sweater look that you get every single year. So you want to do that down, all the way down, and then an extra line on the side, and then sprinkle on some clear acrylic. And you want to sprinkle that in until you are happy with how it looks and it's not so shiny anymore and it looks quite matte, and then pop that into lamp for a cure. Then we've got one more nail that's got a sweater look, and it's on that French tip. So outline the French tip with a nice thin line all the way around, and then again repeat the exact same process. 2 lines down, then a zigzag in the middle, and on the sides you want to do these like dashes. You can do them pointed downwards or upwards. I've seen them both ways and they look good both ways too. So whatever you feel like is maybe just more comfortable for you to create. I always seem to do the dashes upwards, just the way I hold my nail and everything. And then again, sprinkle on that clear acrylic, pop it in Glam for a cure. Once that's out, we've just got a little bit of crystals to complete the set and really bring some more bling into the set. The glitter is really doing its job though, especially on that orange nail. Like it's so glittery, and you'd never know that the glitter was literally like see-throughy, whitey, bluish undertones. Like it's crazy how orange it is right now. And also, even on this nail, it's kind of given orange. So maybe it is just orangey when you matte top coat. Who knows? Very strange. Very strange. But yes, so on this full nail, we've got 3 ABs at the top, 3 ABs at the bottom. We're going to pop those carrot beads in between each crystal, pop that into lamp for a cure. I am using my Macart rhinestone glue gel. I always get mine on Amazon. It's just easier for me. I'm in the UK. I feel like their website, I feel like they got rid of their UK website anyway, so it's a bit, or app, I guess they had. So yeah, I don't know. Amazon's just the go-to for everyone, I'm sure. Easy peasy. Come next day. What else could you ask for? And then last but not least, it's that middle glitter nail here. So down the center, I created a bit of a crystal placement. I'm not a massive fan of it though. I feel like I didn't do the best of jobs on this one, but it is what it is. So there goes that placement. It's just a bow and a couple of crystals and an AB, and we are going to place some cavi beads in between those crystals as well off camera real quick, and I'll just position it where I want it, pop into the lamp for a cure, get that one sorted and done. And that'll be basically it, guys. Here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.